Bachelor Sean and Catherine mourning tragic death of child. July 16th, 2025. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Bachelor Nation News fans. Bachelor star Sean Lowe knows that his social media followers expect him to be funny and post humorous content, but he took to social media with a somber message. The former reality star and his wife, Catherine, are mourning the tragic death of a child. What's going on? Sean and Catherine Lowe hit by massive Texas floods. People across the nation woke up after the July 4th holiday to devastating news out of Texas. Unexpected flash flooding filled Kerr County, including a summer camp for young girls. The initial reports said dozens were dead. Sadly, that number increased as the days went on. As of today, over 120 people are dead, with over 100 more missing. 27 of those deaths have been confirmed as young campers and counselors at the all-girls Christian summer camp, Camp Mystic. Disaster relief efforts are ongoing, and several country artists have stepped up to help. Sean and Catherine Lowe, who met on season 17 of The Bachelor, live in Texas and were hit hard by the floods. Bachelor star reveals their mourning tragic death of child. Sean and Catherine Lowe are one of the most successful love stories from the reality TV show. They married in 2014 and share 3 children together: Samuel, 9, Isaiah, 7, and Mia, 5. The couple often films content for social media with their kids doing funny things. Sean loves to troll his family by picking on their bad habits, but he can be serious at times when it is necessary. Earlier this year, he shared a terrifying experience of being attacked by the family dog. His followers noticed he hadn't posted in 2 weeks. Sean Lowe returned to Instagram on July 16 with a heartbreaking update. He revealed that his family was directly affected by the floods. While Catherine and the kids are okay, the community is in mourning after a young girl named Janie who was at Camp Mystic when the floods hit. The young child, 9, was a classmate of Sean and Catherine's oldest son, Samuel. Sean Lowe emotionally revealed that he and Catherine attended the funeral for Janie. They are good friends with the lost girl's parents. He said that her parents spoke at the funeral about their faith in God and their belief that their daughter is in God's hands now. The Bachelor star advised his followers to lean on their faith during the brokenness of the world today. Catherine shares heartfelt tribute. Catherine also took to Instagram to share an emotional tribute to the young girl who was friends with her son. Janie, 9 years as an angel on earth, 11 days an angel in heaven. Your mommy has asked us all to share stories about you so we can all remember you and smile in between times of intense grief, the post began. Janie, you were light, you were goodness, the good that can't be tainted. Everyone who met you saw it and felt it and couldn't help but want more of that, she wrote on a video of the young girl. Sean Lowe promised in his video that he would continue posting funny content soon, but for now, the couple is in deep mourning over the loss of a child close to them. Donations to help those affected by the flooding in Texas can be sent to the Kerr County Flood Sean
Relief
and
Fund.
Catherine mourning tragic death of child. A love tested by loss. The silence that followed. The Texas sun filtered through the gauzy white curtains of Sean and Catherine Lowe's living room, casting golden warmth over the family photos that lined the walls. Their home was full of light, laughter, and the unmistakable energy of little feet racing through the halls. Until recently. Now, silence hung like a heavy veil. Catherine sat curled on the couch, a crumpled blanket around her shoulders, clutching a stuffed giraffe. It had once belonged to their daughter, Aurora Grace Lowe, Rory to the world, sunshine to her parents. Sean stood nearby, staring at the fireplace mantel where Rory's picture sat in a silver frame, smiling with wild curls and 2 missing teeth. They hadn't spoken in hours. Words were useless when grief screamed louder than anything either could say. 3 weeks earlier, everything was perfect. Rory had just turned 6, a milestone they celebrated with a backyard tea party. She wore a sparkly unicorn dress and handed out pink cupcakes, laughing so hard she snorted lemonade through her nose. But within days, that laughter vanished. A sudden fever, a hospital visit, a rare bacterial infection. Despite the best efforts of doctors, they were told the unthinkable. Rory wasn't going to make it. And just like that, she was gone. A rose that never wilted. They were once America's favorite couple, Sean Lowe, the clean-cut Christian bachelor from season 17, and Catherine Giudice, the quirky graphic designer who stole his heart. Their televised love story unfolded with rose ceremonies, helicopter rides, and tearful confessions. But what followed was something far more rare, a real marriage. They had 3 kids, Samuel, Isaiah, and their baby girl Rory. From diaper blowouts to Disneyland adventures, Sean and Catherine built a life rooted in faith, fun, and fierce love. Their Instagram feeds were full of laughter, dad jokes, and family dance-offs. But none of that prepared them for losing their child. The tragedy thrust them into a cruel reality. Even the strongest love could be tested beyond belief. Faith fractured. Sean had always turned to God in difficult times, but this was different. He knelt in the chapel at the hospital, staring up at the cross through swollen eyes. "Why her?" he whispered. "Why my little girl?" He stayed there for hours after Rory passed, not crying, not praying, just broken. Catherine, meanwhile, couldn't bear to step foot in the hospital chapel. Her faith didn't vanish, but it fractured. For the first time in her life, she felt abandoned. God, who she believed had orchestrated her love story with Sean, had now written a chapter she never wanted to read. She found herself awake at 3 a.m., scrolling through old videos of Rory singing Let It Go with mismatched socks and chocolate on her cheeks. Every laugh cut deeper than the last. Sean tried to hold her. She tried to let him. But some grief is too sharp to share. The public eye. Word of Rory's death spread quickly. Fans flooded their social media with condolences. Former Bachelor alums, Nick Viall, JoJo Fletcher, Ben Higgins, sent flowers and messages. Chris Harrison issued a heartfelt tribute, recalling how Sean once told him during filming, "I want to be a dad more than anything." Now, that dream was shattered. But even grief became complicated under the public microscope. Tabloids ran headlines. Bachelor tragedy, Sean and Catherine lose youngest child. Inside their pain, will their marriage survive? Some fans speculated on the cause of death. Others accused them of exploiting the tragedy when Catherine posted a photo of Rory's empty shoes. "I'm just trying to remember her," she whispered to Sean one night. "That's all. I just want people to know she was real." He understood, but he also feared they were losing control of their narrative, just like they were losing pieces of each other. The bedroom door. Catherine stopped entering Rory's room. She said it was too painful. Sean, on the other hand, found himself sitting there every night. Sometimes he would read the last book they had shared, The Day the Crayons Quit, aloud to an empty bed. One evening, he left a note on Catherine's pillow. "Her room doesn't feel haunted to me. It feels sacred. Come sit with me. S." She didn't respond for 2 days. But then, on a Friday night, Catherine slipped into the room. It smelled like lavender shampoo and childhood. She climbed onto Rory's bed and held Sean's hand. They didn't speak, they just sat. And for the first time in weeks, they cried together. A message from heaven. A month after Rory's funeral, Sean receives a message from an unexpected person, the chaplain from the children's hospital. "She made you something," the chaplain wrote. He drove there alone, heart pounding. The chaplain handed him a crumpled drawing, a stick figure family, a big sun, and, in childlike scrawl, "Daddy, Mommy, Sam, Zay, me, always together." Sean fell to his knees. He brought it home and framed it, placing it in the center of their home. Catherine stared at the picture for minutes. Then she whispered, "Maybe she's still here, not just in photos, but here." That night, she prayed aloud again for the first time. Samuel and Isaiah's grief. Their sons, Samuel and Isaiah, were too young to fully understand death, but old enough to notice the absence. Samuel, now 9, stopped talking about Rory altogether. He immersed himself in Minecraft and Legos, retreating from the family. Isaiah, 6, asked impossible questions. Is she on the moon now? Did she get scared when she died? Can we send her a letter? Catherine and Sean tried therapy, they read books, but nothing seemed to fill the void. Then one afternoon, Sean found a shoebox under Samuel's bed, filled with drawings of Rory, notes that said, "I miss you," and a small plastic crown from her birthday party. He brought it to Catherine, tears in his eyes. "They're grieving too. We just didn't see it." From that point on, family nights returned. They lit a candle at dinner for Rory. They said her name. They let her memory live out loud. The letter that changed everything. 6 months after Rory's death, Catherine received a letter from a stranger named Marisol. "I'm a nurse at the pediatric ward. I didn't get to know Rory well, but one night she told me, 'My mommy is a queen. My daddy is a hero. I'm the sparkle between them. I thought you should know. She loved you both so much.'" Catherine read the letter aloud to Sean. Then she read it again. "Maybe we weren't supposed to protect her from everything," she whispered. "Maybe we were just supposed to love her." And we did. For the first time, they smiled through their tears. A garden for Rory. That spring, they planted a garden. Rory has loved butterflies and the color yellow, so they filled it with sunflowers, daisies, and milkweed to attract monarchs. They named it Rory's Garden of Joy. Neighbors joined in. Bachelor Nation fans donated benches, stones with uplifting quotes, and a small fairy statue someone crafted from driftwood and wire. On the first anniversary of her passing, they invited family and friends for a celebration of life. Samuel released a yellow balloon into the sky and whispered, "We'll always be together." Catherine looked at Sean. For the first time in a long time, she felt like they were healing. Not moving on, never forgetting, but healing. The Rose and the Sparkle. A year later, Catherine and Sean sat down to do something they had both avoided: film a video tribute to Rory. They titled it, "The Sparkle Between Us, Remembering Rory." The video was raw, no filters, just them. "I always thought The Bachelor was my greatest story," Sean said, "but being Rory's dad, that was the real fairy tale." She made me softer," Catherine said through tears. "She taught me how to love louder, to show up. Even now, she still teaches me." The video went viral, not because they were reality TV royalty, but because they were human, grieving, honest, real. And in their rawest pain, they gave other grieving parents permission to speak, to remember, and to love again. Another chapter. 2 years later, they welcomed a new baby girl. They named her Hope Aurora Lowe. Hope was not a replacement. She was a continuation, a new light in a family that had once lived in the darkest shadows. When Hope smiled in her sleep, Catherine swore she saw Rory's dimples. And when Sean held Hope for the first time, he whispered, "Your sister picked you out for us." The garden still bloomed. The candle still flickered at dinner. The drawing still sat on the mantel. And through it all, the love that began with a rose ceremony on national television had grown into something far more eternal. Always together. Love stories often begin with a kiss, a proposal, a dramatic final rose. But for Sean and Catherine Lowe, the real story began when their hearts were shattered. In mourning, they found meaning. In loss, they discovered legacy. And in their child's brief but brilliant life, they found a forever kind of love. Because sometimes the sparkle between us doesn't fade, it just shines from someplace higher. Always together, Rory once wrote, and so they were.